Welcome to the WJBM Outdoor Show, brought to you by Midwest Tractor Sales in Jerseyville. We're coming to you from the WJBM studios in Jerseyville, the voice of the Tri-Counties. I'm Aaron Quillan. I operate Monarch Rivers, where the mission is simple: kill big deer. Today, our guest, a very, very good friend of mine, a man who we can say is full of Ness, El Presidente of SCI, Flint Regional Chapter. Mr. AHB, always handling business, state record archery mule deer for Nebraska, typical holder, man of many different aspects, and a dear friend, Mike Dickerson. Mike D, thanks for being here, man.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you having me.
Dude, it's awesome. Awesome.
This is great.
So, Mike, you just tagged out west on a beautiful velvet muley. Thanks for bringing that by. And, buddy, congratulations as a stud. What? Tell me about this. How did this happen?
It was awesome. As you know, I travel out west every year. Yeah. Spend a lot of time with my buddy Melvin. Yeah. Owns Old Acre Outfitting. Yeah. Awesome family. Yeah. Got to know him over the last 10 years. Okay. Kind of like I've got to know you. You right? Yeah. So I was out there, got out there the first night, perched up on a hill, got out that spotting scope, and just found the biggest deer I could on the property, right? Right. No, just it was awesome being out there. Just kind of looking at the landscape, looking at their, all the animals in their natural habitat. Mm-hmm. And went in the next night, set up actually on the edge of some bale blinds. Yeah. He had planted some alfalfa. He's a big big into conservation. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Set up on the edge of them food plots and stuff. Found that, kind of identified that pinch point where everything was funneling to. Right. Set up, and the first night I had him in on me on 13 yards. Yeah. But I had two small bucks a lot closer. Just, I don't know, it was the first night. Kind of bittersweet. I'm like, yeah, just going to chill. And then I got talking to Melvin. I'm like, man, he comes in tomorrow night, he's in trouble. And Melvin knows I got kind of an itchy trigger finger. He's like, come on. I'm like, dude, he's awesome. So, yeah, it was the whole experience. Melvin's personal piece of ground there, so that was special to me, the relationship I've created with everybody out there. So, yeah, he come in, and there was 8 bucks in on me. Mm-hmm. And they were like 3 yards from the blind. Dude. And then Big Boy stepped out. He come in behind, worked on down in, and he was about 20, 25 yards. Yeah. I end up marking, I think he's 23 or whatever, but so I drew back on him. The whole freaking field looks at me. They're like, what is going on? And let the air out of them. Okay. Flipped over right in the alfalfa field there. And it was a buddy of mine that I've created through Mule there, Darren, come out, help with recovery. All three of us went wolf hunting together last year. Just the friendships and stuff was unreal. This deer's a byproduct, really. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, that's something that is really unique to you, and I'm sure you know that, but not many people develop the relationships that you do with outfitters. Correct. With Absolutely. Other people in the hunting community. And knowing you, I think that probably came from, at an early age, being involved with Safari Club. Yeah. My father, he took me on a couple hunts young, and, at 17 years old, he'd hand me a couple $1,000 in his truck, and he'd say, hey man, go make some relationships, entertain the guys, and have a good time. Yeah. And he wasn't even hunting with a lot of them. This isn't about, hey, I'm going to create a relationship and shoot a big deer. That's not what it's about. It's what a lot of people think. It's far past all of that. Yeah. So 100%. Anyways, 17 years old, hauling guys around, picking them up at the airport. Here it is. This will be my 30th year actually helping with the club. Been a president now for 3 years. This is my 4th year. Yeah. And, you used to travel with me all over the country. We'd go to Alabama. We'd go to Pennsylvania. Just think about all the cool people we met, the good times we had. We're younger, crazy, doing awesome. It was just awesome. Yeah. So, that's where it's at, man. Well, it's something that I think more people, both at Safari Club, should probably study a little bit, but also
as hunters, because I always say we're all on the same team. But the main deal here is through Safari Club and being involved in Safari Club, you have been exposed to outfitters, hunters from all over, all walks of life, all different goals, and that's probably offered you some perspective that most people don't necessarily get. But even the next layer is, I get to experience, because like you said, we've been to Pennsylvania, Alabama, Vegas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, I've been
Reno.
right. I've been, I guess, able to offer a testimony to my experience as an outfitter with Safari Club and help recruit more outfitters. But, your auction, which is available online for your, annual fundraiser, is one of the probably most complete online hunting auctions that you can get.
Yeah. There's several chapters and several people doing a great job.
Phenomenal job by Safari Club.
But we do have one of the larger auctions. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like 80-some hunts.
Yeah. Minimum.
Right.
Not to count the online only after the event, blah, blah, blah. So
right. So I guess what people would never know is that you're out there curating those relationships.
Absolutely.
And you've been doing that for, 17 years.
All of that, yeah.
Yeah.
All of that. I've been in the club.
Or 30 years. I'm sorry, from you were 17, 30 years.
Yeah, I've been involved in the club, for 30 years, but really working hard at it, Yeah, I've been working hard at it since 30.
Yeah.
I've dedicated my life really to it.
Yeah.
The people, they're not just outfitters. The people I've met, the relationships I've been able to make, these guys and gals, men and women that are out there protecting the resource, managing the resource, leasing these farms, financially, there's just so many, we could go on for hours.
Right.
The things that outfitters do, they don't get enough respect for.
Thank you.
I'm going to keep keep speaking for them. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anybody or fluff them up or whatever, but outfitters get a bad rap a lot of times, Well, you're paying to kill a deer. No, you're not paying to kill a deer. You're not paying to kill a bear. You're not paying to kill an animal. You're paying for access to manage ground that these people have put their blood and sweat and tears into and have chosen a way of life that, quite frankly, ain't always financially, this lucrative thing. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. And, they're doing it because they love it. And they love making the relationships. They love meeting people, because as a whole, the people coming through there are good people.
Right.
You're making a lot of new friends, doing a lot of things, but you're paying for access to premium properties that have been managed and taken care of. Because outfitters and a lot of hunters are putting back far more than they're taking on a day-to-day basis. I know I have. I was able to harvest a mule deer, which every piece of meat we can, we're going to utilize,
right,
and share with others and community, right? But at the same time, that money that I spent out there with Mel, he's going to spend that plus some, keeping them healthy after the season,
right?
Planting food plots, doing things to keep that herd healthy.
Yeah.
So
a lot of us, we study the game as best we can.
Absolutely.
We try and understand, hey, when do they have the least amount of food? How do we make sure they have more food during that time? And there's always more and more information available, and you gotta stay with it.
Absolutely.
So, Mike, you're a super successful hunter, right? A lot of that has to do with your access to top quality outfitters, the relationships you develop, and also you go above and beyond as a client in terms of investing in your hunt outside of the hunt that you're going to.
Absolutely.
Whether that be, here in Illinois or, Kentucky or out west or wherever you're going. And it comes down to your process.
It's all about the process, baby. It's all about it.
Yes. So let's talk a little bit about your process. Okay. What are some of the steps in your process? Let's break it down. You're headed. Let's talk about at home in Michigan.
Yeah.
You've got
my new lease.
Okay.
I just got.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
All right. So what's your process? How do you start now? I mean, you got a new lease.
Yeah.
How'd you come about it?
Through a friend of mine.
Okay.
A friend of mine gives me a call, says, hey, I'm in a position financially where I got a piece of ground. It's about 350 acres. Would you be interested? The lease is so-and-so. I'm like, man, I don't know, bro.
Right.
Go out, take a look at it. I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely interested. I mean, beautiful creek bottom. I have a conversation with the farmer, understand that the farmer's willing to work with me in a capacity where we can leave some crops stand and do some things to where my family can be successful.
Right.
Because I personally ain't hunting. Shouldn't say ain't, but
that's all right. It's all right.
I'm personally not hunting at home that much anymore.
Yeah.
It's about Amy and the kids, right?
Right.
So,
yeah.
So no, I have a conversation with the farmer. I look at the landscape, understand what's going on, and then I follow up with, hey, do you have an inventory of kind of what you got as far as age structure?
Right.
Because I'm about age structure, right? I'm about shooting older animals. You know me.
100%.
So I think age is more important than score. I think guys get caught up in, hey, what's that score? Well, let's hear about the experience. Let's hear about the age of the deer. Let's hear why you killed it. Let's hear about process. I'm all about process, baby.
Right.
So
AHB.
Yeah. So then I get on the phone. I call my buddy and I say, hey, man, I need a blind. Strategically put a blind where I think there's a pinch point. Met with the farmer. He's leaving 2 acres of beans stand for late season.
There you go.
I'm not going to go into that property except for opening weekend with the kids and youth. I won't go into that property until typically Halloween.
Okay.
If I'm in town.
Yeah.
And I'll take my kids, wife, whoever it may be, and take them in there and work on, being successful through a harvest. But I like to create a process with regards to inventory and age structure and who the deer are and kind of who's controlling the herd and who's the oldest and who's bullying the herd and have an understanding of what's going on in the whole area first.
Okay.
So.
All right. So the cameras.
Yeah.
That's a big part of what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So when you're looking at your new farm, your new lease, and you look at the topographical map, you look at the satellite view, what areas are you looking for to try and capture that inventory most effectively?
I'm looking at breaks over in between saddles. I'm looking at pinch points. I'm looking at, funnel down areas that come into food sources, watering, food, water safety, right? Right. So any place I can get where there's any type of funnel of any sort, whether it be 2 ridge lines coming together, you got to get in there and understand landscape. Put in a little bit of work, man. It's twice as gratifying when you do a little bit of work.
100%. And so the thing I love about this is I've been able to see you grow over the years as a hunter.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
It has been it's been fun.
Yeah.
It's been really fun.
I was so lost as a young man.
Dude. But you've always been dedicated and persistent.
Absolutely.
And you've always driven, regardless of what's motivated you.
You can't hide the hustle, baby.
No. All right. So let's talk about, when you're going out of state, right? You've got relationships with outfitters that, to be frank, because of your success, other people will, follow you to those outfitters.
Absolutely. I'm getting phone calls on a weekly basis, sometimes every day.
Right.
Hey, what do you think about me going with Aaron down in Illinois?
Right.
Well, my answer, as close as we are, to be honest with you, my answer is, what kind of experience are you looking for?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
what are you looking for out of this? Do you just want to be sat in the woods? Like, if that's why you're doing it, like, what are you doing?
Right. Well, I mean, we got a whole culture here.
Yeah.
You got to see
Absolutely. Yeah. You got to understand it. You got to dive into it, man. Dig a little deeper.
Right.
Mel said it to me when we were out there. He said, sometimes you got to dig a little deeper to find what you want.
I love it. I love it. So, my favorite expression I came from you. The likelihood of that deer dying increases dramatically once you pull the trigger.
Absolutely.
Oh man, I love it. You are full of isms. That's great. That's one of the best.
If you're not having fun while you're doing all this, then what are you doing?
Right, dude. 100%.
It's not about killing that animal. It's about the process. So it's about setting the cameras. It's about putting in the food plots. It's about giving back and then reaping what you sow, right?
Right.
So if I'm not finding organically the relationships through my life of people that I love and spending time with them people and then reaping the reward of all that invested time, what are you doing? That's me. That's just my personal belief, but maybe you don't have the time. Maybe there are guys that, they bust their butt and they work hard every day and they want to go have a great experience and they always dreamed of, killing a nice deer and different things. And I totally respect that too, Right. We need to all support each other, whatever phase you're in. But, I'm 47. I figure I got 20 solid seasons left in me. Maybe more, but to where I start having a hard time pulling the bow and everything, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So value everyone, man.
Yeah.
Love people for where they're at and what they are. I don't care if you shoot a crossbow. I don't care if you saddle hunt. I don't care if you hunt out of a ladder stand. I don't care if you've got to the point like where you can only hunt out of a ground blind. Like, I'm happy you're out there enjoying what God's given us, right?
Amen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
we're going to take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the WJBM Outdoor Show, brought to you by Midwest Tractor Sales in Jerseyville. We're coming to you from the WJBM studios in Jerseyville, the voice of the Tri-Counties. I'm Aaron Quillan. I operate Monarch Rivers, where the mission is simple: kill big deer. And for you just joining us, we have Mike Dickerson, just an all-around great guy. And I'll tell you what, this guy shoots some hammers. A lot of hard work goes into it, but the proof is in the pudding. That is for sure. Aside from this freakishly wide and beautiful mule deer right here covered in velvet, you have a Nebraska state record.
Yeah.
That is
back in 18.
Yeah.
Shot it with my monster, MR6.
Okay.
58 yards.
Dude.
6 hour stock.
That's the typical Nebraska mule deer record.
Yes, sir.
And what'd that score?
Gross 204 and 4/8, netted 197 and 4/8. Beat the old record by roughly 10 inches.
Nice.
Yeah. Shortly after Dad passed, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Super cool.
Yeah, man.
It was awesome.
Yeah. That's I can't imagine. Now, how long had you been watching that deer?
That deer had been around for a couple of years. We spotted him that morning, and then we went in that afternoon. It was about 6 hours to get in on him.
Okay.
And then, it was incredible.
So this
share that experience with my buddy, outfitter, friend,
right? So you're a large man.
Yeah.
You're 6'7".
6'7".
Okay.
A little heavy right now.
Nah, you're a beautiful man.
Big fella.
Big fella. Yeah. Big shoots. That's another one. Big shoots.
Oh boy, you're killing me.
You're out there stalking these animals.
Yeah.
At 6'7".
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So some of the stuff that goes into this, you crawling, you're using the land features. Tell us a little bit about this.
Just using the landscape, staying low, using the contours of every little bank, every position to make sure you don't get caught, praying that the wind stays the same.
Right.
Understanding existing food sources and what's going on with the deer movement.
Yeah.
As they move in the evening and transition back out to feed and different things. You got to anticipate where you got to be.
Is there a technique that you found to be better than others with regard to crawling with your bow?
No. I'm not promoted by very many guys. I mean, I got a few little deals or whatever with companies, but I don't have nothing, and I'm gonna be straight with everybody. Like, you just got to muscle it out. Yeah. You got to get in there and be careful and muscle it out.
Okay.
And get after it.
Yeah.
You can buy a sling or you can do different things, but at the end of the day, you just got to be careful as you crawl and constantly just make sure that you're not bumping your sight and messing things up and get after it. I've been on a few stalks now out there, and it's pretty amazing. There's nothing like it. Anybody who has not went on a mule deer hunt, spot and stalk, needs to go. Even if you got to go with a crossbow and not a compound bow or whatever it is, however you can get there, just go do it. Right. You will not regret it.
Have you noticed a difference between stalking with a compound versus a crossbow?
Absolutely.
It seems like the compound's a little easier.
Compound is a little bit easier. With a crossbow, they do make, like Raven will make like a backpack. I'm not trying to plug Raven, but they make, like a shoulder strap. You can strap it on your back and you can crawl with it. Okay. But then you still got to maneuver and get it off your back and all. I like my bow. Yeah. I love it.
I've done the antelope.
Okay.
And that was crazy because here's 16,000 acres, oil field. We got, small trespass fee we got on. Actually, a dude that I'm sure, he's from your area, works out there in the oil field.
Awesome.
I had been, to back up, in 2013 and went on an elk hunt in Canada.
Okay.
And this guy it was the guy on a buffalo. If you see a guy on a buffalo, that was my outfitter and guide.
Okay, cool.
And he is a big ram guy. He actually had two of the top 2 SCI entries that he guided either in 1 year or the following. And then whoever the ram guy is at your show, they're really tight.
Okay, Daryl.
Yes, his name's Rick. Rick Ginn was my outfitter's name. And so to go to the point, elk were a little bit slow. It was end of the morning, and we spot some mule deer, and he's like, "You want to stalk those?" I was like, what the heck? Why not? So I got to follow him and just understand. And then we dipped down and snuck. And then where he took me to, I'm sure he knew the lay of the land. But I literally felt like I was in a television looking out. And no sooner than we get in there and get set, these mule deer are walking right in front of the TV. Like, it was
sweet.
When I thought I was in the TV. Yeah. Either way, I learned a lot from that. And that, I think, is what allowed me to be successful on the antelope hunt. I will say that carrying the crossbow, even with the sling, was not nearly as cool as carrying the bow.
Yeah.
I shot mine with a bow. We had a doe tag, and we were like, hey, see those, trying to get on those.
Yeah.
The crossbow was...
It's about the process and experience, bro.
It is, man. It is. I'm looking forward to a mule deer. One of these days.
Yeah. We'll get you out there.
All right. So let's get into this a little bit more, because I think you're a great proponent for it. With regard to, we're all on the same team, right? Mm-hmm. There are different people, whether they're hunters that go out of state, whether they're local and hunt, there are different people with a lot of different opinions of, outfitters and different aspects to that. And, it only takes one rotten apple to spoil the bunch, is what they say. So, it's not unheard of that people have a bad experience with an outfitter.
Yeah.
In your process and the way that you're developing relationships, and again, you're putting on one of the largest hunting events of the year every year in Flint.
Yes.
And I think the aspect of you're putting food on the table, or you're providing a space to put food on the table for a lot of families throughout the country. And you get to see that aspect. You get to meet the families. Heck, the only reason you're here is because you tagged out west. You're headed to Kentucky.
I told you, if I tag, I'm coming to see you.
Right.
I had to meet your son.
Yeah. And Lauren, you met.
Yeah, I got to meet Lauren.
Her exact words were, I don't have to golf. I've been talking to this guy for 3 years and I've never met him.
Yeah.
And so we had dinner last night. It was great.
It's okay.
Yeah. But there's always going to be haters. And
no doubt.
The more successful you are,
yeah,
that's when you're doing something right.
Pressure's a privilege. If you're not receiving pressure, you're not relevant. Pressure's a privilege.
That's true.
And when people are applying pressure, you're doing something they wish they could do.
Right. Yeah.
It's envy, jealousy, whatever you want to call it. And in no way am I trying to come off arrogant in any way. At the end of the day, pressure's a privilege.
At the end of the day, though, proof's in the pudding.
Yep.
You work hard for it. I've seen it, strategically. Planning a hunt with you is one of the most ridiculous things of all time. And it's so much fun.
Yeah.
And it's, you are able to look at the situation and, sometimes you're like, yep, let's do it. Other times you're like, let's do this instead. But you're also one of the guys where we can look at the overall and make a plan because we're targeting specific animals.
Yeah. Look at when I came here years ago and I did the tribute to my father and I brought that cameraman in.
Yeah.
We had to adjust every day.
Right. And that was at a time where the deer were not moving.
Correct.
The only deer that were moving were mature bucks.
Absolutely.
It was like what I think the Drurus would refer to as the desperately seeking phase.
Call it what you want.
Yeah. But
we took the most recent information that you had collected. Mm-hmm. We made a game plan, hung a set. Boom.
Right.
The rest is history.
On camera.
He's still cherished to this day in my home.
That's what I'm talking about.
Think of you every time I walk by him. It's awesome.
Yeah, man.
It's awesome. The memories in my home is just blows me away. Sometimes I sit down there, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Just, you know what I mean? To have them experiences. And I'll sit there and look at that deer and I'm like, man, remember all the freaking times we had to go eat the fries with all the cheese and all the stuff that ain't healthy for you? I don't know. The deer is such a byproduct of really what's going on out here with outfitters and relationships and the whole industry.
Right. Now, the topic that I really want to get to, because I think you explain it really well, is conservation and what is happening on private land, right? There's been a huge, public land hunter, and that's awesome,
Yeah.
There's everything great with public land. But the shade that's starting to get thrown towards private land, towards, outfitting and stuff like that, where the big picture is, I'm not defending outfitters. I'm saying we're all on the same team.
Absolutely. We're all advocates of these beautiful animals and preserving them, letting them grow.
If we aren't coordinating, then we're in trouble.
Absolutely.
Like, we could call it pressure or whatever we want, but here in Illinois, we just had a rewilding bill come through.
Yeah.
Where they exclusively highlight a return of apex predators, right? That some of this land that is agricultural leased from like our largest state park or other, state lands. I don't think that those farmers are going to be able to renew their leases. And then their concept of, management or air quote rewilding is to just let the land grow feral.
So you're increasing disease. There's a lot of science-based research that can support that's not a good idea.
But it's the hunters that know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if we're bickering back and forth about public-private crossbow compound.
You see all my posts now?
Right.
You go to my Instagram, I'm starting to put private land hunter.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to start no crap. I get it. You hunt public, that's great.
Yeah.
I hunt private, that's great. You hunt your grandma's place, that's great. You hunt the local national forest, that's great. Like, the fact that you're out hunting, that's great.
Mm-hmm. That's the way it is. So let's get on the topic of conservation.
Okay.
Because you're very eloquent with it.
I've lived it.
Right. So conservation, I think most people think of as like what would be the definition, in Webster's, where it's like, to conserve, right? To try and conserve animals.
Correct.
Which that's pretty vague. But when we talk about conservation from a hunter or someone that's more involved, and how would you kind of paint the picture of what conservation is to you?
Conservation is the guy who goes and works all day, comes home, goes out, works on putting that food plot in, making sure whatever the animal is, the animals on his property, making sure that they're healthy, helping them to sustain a healthy population, helping them to grow, mature, and then selectively harvesting them animals as they get older. That's kind of a real short, small synopsis of my feelings on it. Conservation is conserving the land and the property, which is best suited for the wildlife that sits on that property. Putting in alfalfa fields, putting in evolved harvest fields, putting in whatever it may be, whatever. The anti-hunters out there, they're not out there doing that.
Nobody is. Yeah, it's the hunters.
They're not taking the off season after hunting season is over. They're not taking and putting out bales of alfalfa or whatever it may be to help them make it through a tough winter.
Right.
And, people make the comment, well, you're just doing that because you want to kill animals. Let me tell you something. What we're doing to help these animals far supersedes the amount of animals that we're taking.
That's the truth.
It just really is. And outfitters are a huge advocate of that. I'll go back to it every time. Every time, baby.
Well, the thing that I think is super interesting, and I think people overlook, is if you're a hunter and you run a trail camera, that is incredibly valuable data.
Absolutely.
And whether you know it or not, you're surveying your buck to doe ratio.
Correct.
From a 1-to-1 perspective, or, hey, I'm seeing 8 does for every buck, you can count that as a survey. That's a legitimate form of data. It might be happening at this time of year versus this time of year. Maybe you're seeing an influx of does during the late season, but whatever it is, all the deer are using your property typically for the same reason.
Yeah. So, as you know, I started working down in Kentucky for Francis with Ghost Holler Whitetails.
Yeah.
Just the cameras I'm running, guiding for him, now that I got my guide's license down there in Kentucky, I'm running 30 cell cameras on 23 farms. Okay. I'm not running all 30 cameras on all 23 farms. We have 23 farms. I'm running 30 cell cams. Francis has about 30. We're running roughly 60. I think it's actually 58 cell cams.
Yeah.
We understand what's going on in the landscape far more than someone who flies a plane over top of it.
Right.
In my opinion.
Right. Yeah. And so that data that's the start of it all. Whether you're a farmer and you want to know what's causing my crop damage.
No doubt.
If you're seeing 10 coons for every deer, it's probably not the deer that are your biggest issue.
Absolutely.
So I encourage more people, and I hope we've highlighted, because this is your approach. On my new lease, I talk to the farmer about a game plan. When we have this kind of data, and we can, depending on your relationship with the landowner, either subtly hint at, hey, there are a lot of raccoons out here. That's a nest egg predator. Have you seen a decrease in your turkey population?
Yeah, pheasants, turkeys, all of it. If you're seeing coons on your cameras every single night, you're seeing 10, 15, 20 coons. Them coons are doing more damage to tear stuff up than a couple of deer. Exactly.
Exactly. As to where a coon will rip the plant down.
Especially corn, eh?
Yeah. A deer's just sitting there kind of munching on it. The plant's holding it up for it to eat. So I just find that really interesting. And I hope that, there's a way that hunters and farmers can kind of start to recognize we're all a part of conservation.
No doubt. Farmers are a backbone of this country.
Right. And if you're a farmer, have hunters, you're leasing your ground, you need to look at your outfitter as an asset, and maybe not somebody that just pays you money or just.
I think a lot of them do, Aaron. I really do, honestly. From what I've seen all over the country and in Canada, I go all over the place, and the relationships that I've seen outfitters have with farmers, most of the time is super, super healthy. And even them farmers will get offers to pay more money, but because of the work that existing outfitter is doing to make the landscape better and to put back, they won't take that extra money. Yeah. So I think teamwork's really important in all aspects.
Makes the dream work.
Oh, for no doubt.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take another break and hear a word from our sponsors.
Awesome.
Welcome back to the WJBM Outdoor Show, brought to you by Midwest Tractor Sales in Jerseyville. We're coming to you from the WJBM studios in Jerseyville, the voice of the Tri-Counties. I'm Aaron Quillan. I operate Monarch Rivers, where the mission is simple: kill big deer. And for those of you just joining us, Mike Dickerson, a.k.a. Mr. Ness, a.k.a. always handling business.
Oh.
You've got a big hunt going on in Kentucky coming up.
Absolutely.
It's the opener.
Tomorrow, actually.
Yes. So you're leaving from here and you're headed there.
Yeah, I'm getting in the truck as soon as I'm done here. I'm headed there. I got Doug Roberts from Conquest Scents coming in, and we're going to try to throw down some footage and have a good time.
Awesome.
And kind of show everybody how that scent industry, scents work with Doug and making the hunt better, right?
Yeah. Now, so Conquest is the one with little bits of deer in it.
He has a deer farm,
right?
But actually, not too far from me. They collect everything deer related.
Yes, it's Evercalm. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's got a whole bunch
scent.
Yeah. So
that's their staple, Evercalm.
Right.
Conquest Scents.
Right. And so the whole basis of this, how do you use that? Comes in like a deodorant stick type thing?
Yeah, comes in a deodorant stick for, easy to applicate. Use it as essentially a cover scent.
Okay.
Calms the herd. They smell other deer, kind of just softens the mood.
They feel safe because they smell.
Yeah.
Okay. And then are you putting that on the bottom of your boots? How does this work?
I'll put a little bit on the front edge of my rubber boots because I wear rubber boots going in and out to reduce the amount of human scent that I'm leaving. Leaving, less imprint on the landscape as a human when you come in and out.
Okay.
It's going to breed more success. And then I'll actually put it on the tree behind my head. Okay. So if I do get a little wind, it's picking up that scent and kind of covering. And then to be totally honest with you, I'll take this is a nice little hint for everybody.
Okay.
This is a real good hint for all of you listening.
I like it.
All right. I want you to get on Amazon and I want you to get a bee smoker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the smoke, baby.
Smoking up.
Yeah. That works really well. It masks that human scent because it gives that carbon layer on you.
Yeah.
But take a bee smoker and take local wood from where you're hunting, burn that wood and smoke all your gear. When you're getting ready to go out, have somebody smoke you down.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised. It works really well.
Oh, yeah.
Really well. It's led to success on a couple of deer we were having a hard time with when I used to hunt down there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The I messed with that a long time ago.
Okay.
And it was fine for us. What we do is we just pile smoke leaves, light it on fire.
Okay.
It's not necessarily something you want to do with your hunters on the farm in the field.
Yeah.
But we do it before we headed out. And so I actually bought some smokers last year, and I think we're going to mess with it a little bit this year.
They work really well.
Well, I noticed significantly. He was probably a 3-year-old buck. Just mature enough to kind of know that there is danger out there.
Yeah.
Came in directly downwind, and he had his nose in the air, just walking on a line to me. He wasn't walking towards the smoke smell, but it was completely masking my scent because my wind was blowing straight to him, and he was obviously smelling something. So I'd imagine it was the oak leaves that, we had built a small little pile.
They're curious by nature.
Yeah. Yeah. And he came in, it let him go. He wasn't the deer I was looking for, but that definitely, made a mark on me to say, wow, that's a great cover. Okay. So a little bee smoker action.
So we got 14 guys coming in.
Okay.
Same guys come every year.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna get smoked down. We're gonna put them in the sets, and we've done our inventory with cameras. Food plots are in. Stage is set. I'm super pumped to be part of it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And then, so are you getting any pictures of hardhorn down there?
Yeah, absolutely. The last few days, everything's went hardhorn. For those of you who are kind of new to the process, when them deer go from velvet to hardhorn, they'll typically get funny. Down in Kentucky, that particular state, you can bait. So we have pictures of deer on bait.
Right.
And we'll stop getting pictures for 2 to 3 days when they shed and they show back up. You can actually see the velvet hanging and different.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
Awesome.
So about 3-day transition. Okay. I think their hormones change a little bit when they lose that velvet, and you'll start seeing them bully other deer. And I think they start thinking about them ladies, and the whole process starts, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's wild. So I've actually seen a buck all out chasing a doe in September.
Yeah.
Here in Illinois, where they are just.
We're getting it the last few days on cameras. You can see it. They went as soon as they went hardhorn. You can see them nose and does. It's like, what are you guys doing? It's September 5th. Right. I'm looking at them this morning, sitting at your place. Before we came, I'm like, "What are you guys doing, man?"
It's like, hey, Susie over here. She's about ready. It's like, not a
bro,
chance.
You still got 2 months.
Yeah. So we have about 5, a little bit more minutes long or remaining. I want to cover a couple of things. First and foremost, how do people follow you on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, stuff like that? Yeah,
so Instagram and TikTok, just go to snowman_outdoors.
Okay.
It's simple.
All right.
My Facebook, if you want to follow me, Mike Dickerson.
Okay.
You're going to see some stuff with the family. You're going to see some stuff business related. It's mostly hunting and fishing. I'm an avid fisherman as well, as you know. I'd love to share my experiences and answer any questions anybody has, and help anybody have a better experience when it comes to being outdoors, period. I love the industry, man. I love the people in it, and we got to do more to do right by everybody.
Absolutely. You know let's talk a little bit about the upcoming annual fundraiser.
Okay.
That the dates are March
8th, I believe. That's Saturday.
Is it the 8th? So
I believe it's the 8th. Yeah,
okay.
The Saturday.
If someone wants to kind of follow along, wants to look at the online auction,
okay,
what's the best way for them to do that?
Go to the SCI Flint website.
Okay.
And there'll be a link right to the auction. We're on online hunting auctions. If you go to onlinehuntingauctions.com,
okay,
type in SCI Flint.
Okay.
And, to be honest with you, there's other auctions all over the country with different chapters.
Absolutely.
Supporting any Safari Club chapter is great. I'm selfish and, hey, support Flint, but as long as you're doing something, all the 70 cents of every dollar stays in the local community, and our chapter goes towards our local food banks, Michigan Sportsmen Against Hunger, your local sporting clay shooting teams. We even supported the Bee Club. There's so much revenue that stays in the community. 30% goes internationally, and that fights for your rights out in Washington. We got to have that money to fight the good fight.
Absolutely.
But, 70 cents of every dollar stays in your community. It's a big deal. So just anything you can do to support anywhere when it comes to Safari Club. It's not just guys going to Africa. It's all hunters. It's all fishermen. It's men, women, all of it.
Yeah. There is one SCI in Illinois, and that's up by Chicago. Now, there's also a Gateway chapter, which is really relevant. Okay. Because St. Louis, I'd like to think about a third of St. Louis is Illinois.
No doubt.
And then anyone within an hour and a half of SCI Gateway, they need to look into that. They're doing an upcoming, it's the 7th annual Shoot for the Vets at Nilo Farms.
Sweet.
Yes, that's going to be September 27th.
Okay.
And I think if I remember right, veterans shoot for $15.
That's awesome.
And that's Winchester's private shooting club. Okay. And it's here in Illinois. So I'm hoping that people in downstate Illinois that are starting to feel the pressure of legislation like the rewilding bill and want to stand up and do something about it. Organizations like SCI, you have the Gateway chapter, which is like a local, hey, we're all Cardinals fans here. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And, we've got I4, which is a great organization, but I'm really trying to do my best to kind of promote some of that stuff, because SCI is where it all started for me.
Oh, no doubt. For me as well.
Yeah.
That's where we met.
Yeah. Yeah. Early on, I guess the hunting shows back in the early 2000s, they were great. You could go in, meet a lot of people. At that time, everything was kind of developing in the way we see it now, from a whitetail perspective. And over time, those shows kind of eroded. Yeah, people come in, I wouldn't hunt with an outfitter. And you're like, hey, thank you, have a nice day. I'm here to, speak to hunters that would. And then you get to a safari club and it's hunters, anglers, conservationists that are on the same team, and they're walking through those doors because 1, conservation, 2, they go on hunts. And so you've really qualified who's walking through the door.
Yeah.
I was in Lakeland, Florida one time, and the dude next to me selling boat wash. And you're like, no.
We have 1,000 people at our fundraiser. what I'm getting at is we have 1,000 people like-minded, personality conflicts or not, whether you love me or not, whatever it may be. But we're all there because we care.
Yep.
We care about hunting. We care about fishing. We care about making them animals better.
That's what it's all about.
No doubt.
All right, man.
Thanks for having me.
Dude, thanks for coming.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, man. We ate some good food. I told you
if I got successful, I was going to, if I was able to harvest an animal and get out early, I'd come see you, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man.
I wish you and your family the best, brother.
Thanks, bro. You too.
So.
All right. I appreciate you.